Good morning, guys. What's going on? Check it out, man. Different video today. I'm going to talk about some real stuff, but pulling into where I used to live, where I grew up. This is the trailer park I grew up in. Actually, Keith Kelfus did too. So, I mean, this is where me and Keith met when, I don't know, 17, 18 years ago. So every now and then, man, I just take a little cruise through here. A couple nicer ones have been put in now, but I mean, this is how it used to be. Just like this. So I think it's important, you know, as you grow and as you're going to get bigger and evolve, and your personality and your business and your family, that sometimes you just take a step back and step down and realize really where you came from and where all the hunger and all the animal, you know, originated from. Because I feel like, you know, like if it wasn't for this, you know, walking these streets every day, you know, doing whatever I was doing when I was here, you know, it made me the person I am today. It created the monster, it created the fire, the fuel. It threw it in, and now it burns, and it burns every day. You know, it's like a candle that never goes out. Just a constant, because I know what it's like to be here, man. I know what it's like to have nothing, to get shut off notices, to, you know, eat mayonnaise and cheese sandwiches. You know, that's the life I know that shit. That's the life I lived, you know. All this stuff I do now, I'm not some person that, you know, daddy owned a big company. I created this with blood, sweat, and tears, and this is where I'm at now. But every now and then I cruise down this road to where I used to live, and this is where I went to high school. You know, I grew up in apartments and houses. I never had a house, or I never lived in a house until I bought a house. You know, and it's very important for me to sometimes step down and realize where I came from, you know, and what I went through, and just to remember, you know, not as a bad thing. I mean, I guess in the end I'm thankful for it, because it gave me the fuel and the being for me to be who I am and execute the way that I can execute today. But I think it's an important thing to share that, you know, no matter where you are at or where you're going, that, you know, you keep that fuel alive somehow. And if it's every now and then you take a drive through where you used to grow up, or where you used to live, or where your buddy lived, or you remember people, you know, whatever it is, sometimes to just sit down and just think about it, you know, because, you know, life's short, man, and we got to make shit happen. It's all about progression. It's constantly moving forward. That's what we have to do. We have to constantly move forward. So, man, look at this, man. All these newer ones came in here. This was not like this when I was here. Everything's up on, yeah, and then you got the one old one. That's what it used to be like, man. So, it's just important to me. You just drive through, you think about it, reminisce on all the stuff that we did, man. All the music we made. You know, when we were making music, we had a little recording booth, and Keith and everybody would come over, you know, we would we had so much fun. But before all that, like being on my own, like living here as a child, you know, it was just normal. It was normal to eat what we ate and do what we did, and, you know, not go on vacation. You know, I didn't go to Disney World until I took my kids. You know, a few years ago, I didn't go on vacation really out of the state, you know, that I can remember as like a teenager, camping. You know, we didn't do any of that stuff. It wasn't really an option. So now to be able to deliver all this to my children, you know, and take them in their big camper, and they have, you know, cell phones and, you know, whatever it may be, but at the same time teach them the respect of money and saving. They come to my office, they prepare my folders for me, you know, they work to pay for their phone bills if they're going to have phone bills. So, and it's important for me to teach them, you know, and not stereotypical, but a lot of people you meet that were born with silver spoons, you know, they're arrogant, or they're, you know, they just demand everything. You go to an appointment for people that have old money, and you'll see, you know, their attitude just like, get out of here. What are you, just a roofer or a landscaper, or you're just like the tree guy, you know? And it's just like, never had to work for it, you know? But, you know, people like me, you know, I take everything I have, and I'm thankful. But this is where it all started, you know. This originated the fire, the animal inside me. And I think this is where it comes from. You listen to people like Damon John and Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone, all these, Mark Cuban, all these superpowers now have, you know, stories of in the past of having nothing and growing to something. And that's where those people come from, because we know what it's like. We know what it's like to have nothing, to have, be washing our shoes. You have the same pair of shoes. How many times can you wash a pair of shoes, bleach the soles so that they still kind of look white, wash the shoelaces with Tide, and wring them out so that your shoelaces look nice. I mean, that's real shit, man. That's to the bottom of it, So when you're rising up, it's important for you sometimes to step down. And then for us that are, on the level of business ownership and creating, generating millions in revenue for your business, it's important for us to know where we came from and where our crews are at. And the people, when someone on my crew, whether they're a shingler or a leader or even just a laborer, come to me with a problem, I always say, call me if you have something. You can vent to me, you can talk to me, whatever it takes, because it's like, I know I was just there. I'm only 32. I'm not even that old. I was just shingling 6 years ago, full time on a roof. I was just subcontracting 3-4 years ago. Like, I know what it's like. I remember, so when I work with my team, it's like, I'm not above them. They're the ones that make me look good. They make me shine. And for that, we always do a Christmas party. I do whatever I can. I bring Gatorade, whatever I can do for them, But if they ever need to talk to me or whatever it is, I mean, I'm an open line. When I show up, everybody doesn't have to pull their pants up and walk around like they're in the military, It's just like, hey guys, how's it going? What's going on? How's the fam? How's the house? Whatever it is. But this is about achievement, man. It's achievement, I remember back when I had my Cadillac as a, and it wasn't a brand new one. I got it used. But I went down to the city, right, and I got some 20s for it. It's a green Cadillac, and in the sun it kind of turned black, the lime green. And I went and got some rims for it. They're like $1,800, and I drove back all the way from here. It was what was that song? When it came out, it was like, just bought a Cadillac, put some rims on it. I don't remember how it went, something like that. But I blared it all the way back, and it was just such a sense of accomplishment. Something so stupid as rims, but it make you feel that accomplishment. When you get your first mortgage or your first house, you're sitting in it with your feet up, like, yeah, I did this on my back deck, whatever it is. Your first car, your first job, you sell, your first 6-figure job or 5-figure job, or maybe your first job. You sell it, and that feeling you get, in your heart, it's beating, it's going, it's real. And that's constantly what you're chasing every day, so it's important, to step back sometimes and evaluate the entire situation, and evaluate the situation and see what's next, see past where you're at, but also make sure that you look in your rear view every now and then and see what's behind you, because that's the shit that created what's here today. So I don't know, man. I just went on this long rant about something, but I hope you find it helpful in some way. If it's just one word that you got from me, then that's why I do this. That's why I make the videos. I'd love to grow it, and that's my plan. So I'm gonna keep going, but yeah, man, this is it. I think this might even be Keith's old street. None of our trailers are here. Everything is gone. All right, man, so I'm about to get out of here. I feel a little energized today. I'm about to go rock a couple appointments. I think I got 6 today after I just met a couple adjusters. One adjuster actually measured some skylights. So I think I got 6 more appointments. I'm coming out here. I'm feeling fueled. I'm feeling juiced. I got some fuel in the tank, man. I'm ready to burn. I'm ready to get it. I'm out here. I'm getting it. I hope you get it too. Let me know if there's anything I can cover, anything I can do to help you guys, man. Anybody, shit, man, that'd be awesome. It's I appreciate the opportunity, just in the, just the time that you take to listen to me. I don't know, I'm thankful, man. So appreciate it, man. So you guys get out there and get it. I got some getting it to do myself. Let's get it.